All right. This is Lou Optics. I am Lou. Um, we're staying on that theme about winning. Um, Previously, in the first video, I talked about why, if you're black or brown, you should be really looking into the medical industry. You should be looking into the optical industry, specifically the optical industry, because I believe that is low risk, great reward. And no matter what you do in life, you have to work hard at it in order to, achieve something in it. And what I've learned is that you have to have a winning attitude. And that was part of the second video that I was talking about, is having a winning attitude whenever it came to anything that you've done. So you want to be able to have a winning attitude going into anything, understanding that there will be many, many losses along the way. Now, that doesn't mean you have financial losses, but there will be some errors that you will encounter when it comes to um, having a winning attitude. So today, I want to talk about Steph Curry. Um, he is a four-time champion with the Golden State Warriors, two-time regular season most valuable player, just recently named the most valuable player of the NBA Finals. And the question is Steph Curry alpha or beta? Is Steph Curry alpha or beta? And I'm give my opinion about that and all the things that go into this when it comes to a man. And I'm gonna preface this by saying this: I don't believe in telling any man how to run a house. I'm gonna say it again. I don't believe in telling any man how to run your household. With that said, I'm talking strictly basketball. I'm talking about when he went to Davidson, when he first got in the league, when he was the de facto leader on the team, when Kevin Durant got there, when Kevin Durant left, and here to this present day. If we stick to basketball, we can really answer this question, I believe, more accurately than if we were just to dive right into his personal life. Um, that's a whole different conversation to have. And I'd have to have a lot more information than I believe I have right now in order to say that Steph Curry is an alpha or a beta in his home. I really hesitate to criticize any man on how they run their household. So with that said, let's go on to basketball. When I look at the categories, I looked at basketballreference.com and I saw how in the major categories, when you see the first screen this year, it wasn't like Steph was number one in scoring. He wasn't. He wasn't number one in rebound. He wasn't number one in assists. He wasn't number one in games played. He wasn't number one in blocks. He wasn't number one in steals. I'm pretty sure he was not number one in free throw shooting, but he was number one in 3-point shots made. Now, am I a big fan of the 3-point shot? Not really nowadays. And the reason why is because I believe there's so much to the game that's being ignored. And Giannis did not win his title last year on a 3-point shot. Let's keep it real. That had nothing to do with him winning MVP and winning an NBA Finals last year. LeBron James. 2 years back, The 3-point shot had nothing to do with him winning the finals, winning finals MVP at all. And this year, I'm going to say something shocking to people that are probably casuals. The 3-point shot really had nothing to do with Steph Curry winning the NBA title. To me, it spoke more about what the Boston Celtics bought into that they shouldn't have bought into. The Boston Celtics, they disgusted me so bad after uh, what was that? They tied it up 2-2 or whatever. I know for a fact I barely watched the last two games. I saw the first 8 minutes of the final game. I turned the TV off. I was upset. I'm like, okay, you guys don't have it. And the reason why is because they fell into this thing that really gets on my nerve. The coach, or if it's Jason Tatum, or if it's Jaylen Brown, I completely felt like at that moment they tried to throw up a bunch of threes and it didn't work for them. I believe that when Brian won, he chewed you to death. And when Giannis won, he chewed you to death. This year, what I saw was this little guy that looked like he should uh, play on some little house on the prairie slash Mayberry dude, skipping to my loo to the basket. He chewed the Boston Celtics to death. And to me, that's what makes Steph an alpha on the court. He's not a beta. Betas, they never assert themselves. Betas, they don't insert the culture of any organization that they belong in. Betas don't do that. It is purely alphas that decide what the culture is going to be. How are we going to run the offense? Who's going to play defense? Steph doesn't have to play defense if he don't want to, but he can tell if you're napping. And he's going to exploit those things, and he knows how to do it. You can check the defensive numbers. You can give a lot of credit to Draymond Green all you want. Shout out to Draymond Green. He's maybe the second or third greatest Spartan ever. I have to be careful about saying that because you have Magic Johnson, and I was a big fan of Bubba Smith. So I have to be very careful on who I say is the greatest Spartan. But Steph is the alpha. He's the alpha. And how do I know that? He told Kevin Durant, we need you. Hey, look, LeBron is a monster. If you want to win titles, all you have to do is join with me. We'll win a couple titles. Cool. He had no problem with Kevin driving the bus. Because why? Because Steph knew he was supplying the gas. He was paying the car note. He was paying the car insurance. He was letting him drive the bus. And so that's alpha. And then he didn't say woe is me when Kevin left. They said, okay, rebuild mode. We got to get some pieces in here. We brought D'Angelo Russell and we built him up so he can get paid, move him and then brought in Wiggs. And I'm a big fan of Wiggs. I think Wiggs is awesome. He's been awesome from the jump, but of course, he was a casualty when it came time for LeBron James to return to Cleveland. He is no scrub. I've been a big fan of his for a long time, and I knew that if they got Wiggs, that they could figure it out. All you knew was Klay Thompson, that complimentary piece, as well as Draymond Green and Kevin Looney. Looney is a problem. But see, Everybody was so enamored with the 3-point shot, they forgot about the easy buckets. Steph Curry was just skipping my loo to easy buckets all day long, and it got on my nerves. I turned it off. Like I've been a lifelong Pistons fan, So you just ain't gonna please me with a bunch of skip to the baskets, because if we're comparing him to Isaiah could do that. The problem was that it knocked your teeth out if you did that, but he was able to get a few in. But he wasn't skipping to my loo 10 times a game. Even Michael Jordan wasn't sticking his tongue out and dunking 10 times a game. That just wasn't happening. Okay? And you can't blame the Pistons for all that, because every team back in them days was knocking teeth out. So nowadays, that's what makes Alpha. He looked at the situation and said, hey, they're guarding us at 3. I can get easy buckets all day. If they get to me, I can give it to Clay. If they get to me, I can give it to Wiggs in the corner. If they get to me, Kevin Looney is in the dunker spot. So it really had nothing to do with three-pointer. Steph Curry's an alpha because he doesn't care who gets the credit. He understands that the person driving the bus is not necessarily the most important person in the company. It's definitely the person that's supplying gas, paying the car note, paying the car insurance. And Steph created this culture. So he's also the one that keeps the car clean, takes it to the car wash, and keeps it detailed inside and out. And that's what makes him an alpha in this game. And I say that to tie into, whatever you do in life, you want to be alpha. You want to put your imprint on something, because as a man, you're happiest that way. When you put your imprint on something versus letting things just kind of happen willy-nilly, it's ridiculous. You have to take control, and don't worry about style. Who cares about style? What matters is, did you get it done? If you did it in a stylish way, I'm all for it, as long as you got it done. All right. Well, that's my whole thing when it comes to Steph Curry. Like I said, success you can't deny. 4-time champ, 2-time MVP, 1 unanimous MVP, and he plays a very high level. And I think because he knows that more than half the time, most people are napping, even though they claim to be working so hard on both ends of the floor. We know that there's so many one-dimensional players out there, and Steph Curry knows it. So what he does is he plays his game, and he puts his foot on your neck. Say, "Oh, you're just gonna let me get running lanes in here?" And you fall in love with a 3 because he done threw 3 or 4 up, and all of a sudden he has 35 points. So you can't blame the 3-pointer on that. You can blame the sorry defense. That's really what it's all about. And so, segue into what I'm doing, what I'm telling you is that you have to have the mindset. You have to have a plan. And then you have to know what this culture will look like. And when you're able to put those things together, you're going to have a ton of success, and you're going to do it your way. And that's how you pretty much get success and be able to do things. And the optics was great for him, because he can do no wrong. He really can. When you win, you can do no wrong. You really can. This is Lou Optics. When I get the chance, I get back here and talk to you guys later. All right. Peace.